I love you. All the good times we had, I wish I could repeat them for the past 3 months. Love and feeling a little feeble. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. So today I got some real news for y'all. I quit my job to fully pursue this YouTube thing. I personally hope everybody support me through this journey because it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna keep putting these videos out every day, all day. Y'all just stick with me, stick through it and everything else, and we can get this done. That being said, let's get into the video. A sad story behind WRLD OD. Rest in peace.
On December 7th, 2019, Juice WRLD and his entourage would begin to board a Gulfstream private jet that was located inside the Van Nuys Airport. The private jet would eventually take off at 8:23 p.m. PST, with its final destination being the Chicago Midway International Airport. The jet would be airborne for just over 3 hours before safely landing at the Atlantic Terminal in the Chicago Midway International Airport at around 1:28 a.m. CST. But little did Juice WRLD know that the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the Gang Investigation Federal Task Force were waiting for them to land. After landing, Juice WRLD and his entourage were confronted in the lobby of the Atlantic Aviation Building by 3 FBI agents, a canine officer, as well as Officer Romero of the Chicago Police Department's Gang Intelligence Unit. Authorities would then immediately request Officer Mazzillo to have his canine perform a narcotic search on all of the luggage that was on board the private jet, which was already conveniently loaded on 2 separate luggage carts in the lobby. The canine immediately detected narcotics in the luggage on the first cart. Officer Mazzillo would then take the canine outside, where it would later return to detect even more narcotics in the luggage on the second cart. Authorities would then notify Juice WRLD and everyone else that was on board the private jet that the canine detected narcotics in the luggage and that the suitcases were going to be opened and searched. While the search was taking place, Ali Lottie, Juice WRLD's girlfriend, would return from the bathroom and take a seat on the lounge chairs in the lobby with Juice WRLD seated directly in front and to the right of her. Juice WRLD would then slowly turn around to face Ali Lottie and let out a deep, loud screech before throwing his arms in the air and falling to the ground. Juice WRLD would then begin to convulse on the ground while blood leaked from his nose and mouth. Ali Lottie.
That got intense. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, woo.
Well, good.
Oh, damn, that kind of sucks. I made it look inconvenient for myself, huh? Where I had to skip the ads like this. It sucks, but it's whatever.
Lottie began to scream for help. Chicago police officers Michael Botica and Daniel McAuliffe would then claim to immediately start helping Juice WRLD by rolling Juice on his side to help with his breathing. Officer Botica would then call for the Chicago Fire Department while a Homeland Security investigations agent gave Juice WRLD 2 shots of Narcan. Officer Botica would then claim that after receiving the Narcan shots that Juice WRLD would stop convulsing. Juice WRLD was then transported to the Christ Hospital in Chicago by the Chicago Fire Department paramedics, while the authorities would uncover 41 vacuum-sealed bags containing 70 pounds of marijuana and 6 prescription bottles of codeine. After the search, 2 members of Juice WRLD's entourage were taken into custody by police. The first individual was a man by the name of Henry Dean, who was Juice WRLD's personal security guard at the time. Henry Dean was never on the private jet, but was waiting for them to land at the Chicago International Airport along with a limousine service to pick Juice WRLD and his entourage up in. After getting word that Juice WRLD safely landed, Henry Dean would enter the airport to help everyone that was on board the flight with their luggage, but was quickly stopped by authorities. Officers would then ask Henry Dean if he had any weapons on him, which he would inform them that he did, in fact, have 2 firearms on him but has a valid firearms owner ID as well as a concealed carry license. Unfortunately, these licenses did not allow him to carry a concealed firearm inside an airport, and police eventually arrested Henry Dean on 3 charges relating to the firearms he had in his possession. The other individual arrested was Chris Long, Juice WRLD's personal photographer and videographer. Chris Long was arrested after authorities discovered a bag containing camera equipment along with a .40 caliber pistol hidden inside. When asked who the bag belonged to, Chris Long would claim ownership of the bag but denied any knowledge of there being a firearm inside. Chris Long would then be arrested and charged with unlawful possession of a firearm at around 2:03 a.m. on December 8, 2019. A little over an hour later, Juice WRLD would be pronounced dead by Dr. Sean Motsney at 3:14 a.m. The cause of death was later revealed to be oxycodone and codeine toxicity. Everyone else that was on board the private jet was free to go without any additional charges. But what about the 70 pounds of marijuana that was trafficked over 2,000 miles across the country?
Yeah.
It was stated that neither of the suitcases containing the vacuum-sealed bags had any name or personal items that could be linked to any of the passengers on the jet, and nobody claimed ownership of the suitcases either. But why was it even on the jet in the first place? Juice WRLD was a rich and famous superstar. Why would anyone put Juice WRLD in that position in the first place? Regardless, the feds weren't just going to let drug trafficking slide, right? After looking further into the police report, something odd stood out to me, and that was the fact that the Gang Investigation Federal Task Force was waiting for them to land. I can understand that if the pilot called in a tip stating that there were narcotics and firearms on board, why the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the police being there. But the Gang Investigation Federal Task Force seemed strange and oddly specific. I began to do more research, where I eventually discovered that just 6 days before Juice WRLD's sudden overdose, the Chicago Tribune released an article claiming that the FBI is in town to investigate the death of a Chicago rapper who went by the name of Shoota Shells. Shoota Shells was a member of a Chicago gang called Black Mob, and back in 2017, released a song on YouTube titled Death of 150, which was a brutal diss to a rival gang. The rival gang targeted in the song goes by the name of No Limit, with its most well-known members being rappers G Herbo and Lil Bibby. Lil Bibby is also the owner of Grade A Productions, a record label Juice WRLD was heavily involved with since its start and would later sign onto a multi-million-dollar joint venture deal with Interscope Records. Now, while most Chicago gang members are known to be some of the most savage individuals, Lil Bibby was different, with his main focus always being money, and was known as a big-time drug dealer who rarely dissed opposing gang members. When the Chicago drill scene started to gain traction online back in 2012, names such as Chief Keef, Lil Durk, G Herbo, and Lil Bibby were some of the biggest in the industry. Juice WRLD, who grew up in Homewood, Illinois, a Chicago suburb just 30 minutes south of where Lil Bibby is from, became a huge fan of the drill scene, and when Lil Bibby showed interest in Juice WRLD, he signed him almost immediately despite having similar opportunities to get into the music industry. After signing, Juice WRLD, who had no gang ties prior to meeting Lil Bibby, was now acting as if he was a lifelong No Limit gang member, and began involving himself in very serious situations that had absolutely nothing to do with him. For example, Juice WRLD would start dissing a guy by the name of Posto. Posto was a member of a Chicago gang called Lakeside, which rivals No Limit, and was brutally murdered back in November of 2013 at just 18 years old, after being shot in the head while standing in the first-floor hallway in a building located on the 2700 block of East 80th Street in Chicago.
And on my wrist is a glass house. Smoking Pasto till I pass out. What you say about Pasto? This is a dirty ass out.
Juice WRLD would also diss another No Limit rival who went by the name of Lil Mister. Lil Mister was a well-known Chicago drill rapper and a member of a Chicago gang called Wooga World. On March 15, 2019, Lil Mister was fatally shot in the head after a drive-by on the 7400 block of South Harvard Avenue. He was only 24 years old at the time of his death.
We say we smoking on Ghost, smoking on Katie Peck and Pasto and Mister the most. Man, I'ma kill you know it though.
In addition to all that, Juice WRLD also began to drop rakes, which is a gang sign used to disrespect anyone affiliated with the Gangster Disciples.
Hey, we dropping them bitches, ain't we, folks?
There's some deep shit.
Friends would walk up to me and just be like,
I got something to say about this. I think it might not be politically correct or might not be
and I would just tell them
socially correct, but it's how I feel.
most of these subtle yet very serious expressions of disrespect would go over the heads of the majority of Juice WRLD fans, but fans of the Chicago drill scene would immediately take notice and criticize Juice WRLD and No Limit online. One Chicago drill specialist by the name of Rasha947 would comment, "Wow, this is actually shameful. How are No Limit letting him do this meal ticket or not? Straight clown. He would be on this sub if he wasn't famous." Another drill superfan by the name of Throwaway8881 would say, "Herb, Cairo, and Bibby are some clowns for letting him do all this." A now deleted user would respond to that comment with, "It's gotta be awkward these savage hood dudes pretending to vibe with him just for money and clout, when he's clearly some soft suburban dude, and him trying to pretend he can relate to their savage mentalities." These situations are prime examples to show the lengths Juice WRLD would go in order to fit in with the No Limit street gang. Now, going back to the narcotics found on Juice WRLD's private jet, fans have been speculating on several theories since the day it happened, with the common one being that the narcotics found on Juice WRLD's private jet were for personal use and were most likely being brought from California to Chicago to be given out to the guests at Juice WRLD's 21st birthday party that was scheduled on the day he unfortunately passed away. Another theory being discussed online is that Juice WRLD's girlfriend, Ali Lottie, was the mastermind behind all of this, with the evidence being leaked court documents claiming that Ali Lottie was arrested for trafficking meth back in 2017. Ali Lottie denied these claims on Twitter by tweeting, "Never seen
Trafficking meth, that's federal fucking crimes. What? It depends how much, though. If it's like a smaller thing, you know, it ain't. But she trafficking meth, that means she has some bricks. You know what I'm saying? Like she have a lot. Let's say that.
meth ever, and I'm pretty sure meth is Adderall. Again, this paperwork has nothing to do with me. I'm so sorry. I don't even know the lawyer." Fans would also speculate that Chris Long may have something to do with this due to his ties with the underground cannabis industry in Los Angeles.
This is Chris Long, the plug.
Royal Buds LA is a store that sells medicinal marijuana.
Yes.
And you're the manager. Who owns it? Or can you talk about that?
Some guys own it.
So you really can't talk about who owns it?
I'm not gonna. Okay, that's
The
fair.
weed
This
business is a
already
business
shady.
where
I love the weed business.
information is kept close to the
Very
chest.
secret.
Yeah. But basically, he works for some dudes that own a lot of them. Like, he works with them, and they are fucking.
How'd they
kingpins
find
with
you?
this shit.
And others, more specifically the Chicago drill scene, would speculate that No Limit was behind all of this the whole time, with one highly upvoted comment in particular stating, "Juice WRLD was getting extorted, even though some people like to deny it." Another user would respond shortly after saying, "Thank you. Why would Juice WRLD be traveling on a jet with so much weed? No Limit was using him as a crash dummy. He just so happened to be a superstar." We will likely never know why and how this situation came to be, but at the end of the day, 70 pounds of narcotics were found in the luggage on board the private jet, with the Gang Investigation Federal Task Force in particular waiting for Juice WRLD and No Limit to land.
Can I say something real talk? I feel sad for Juice WRLD died, right? But this is something we as black men have to talk about, or young black men. He was too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. And once a black kid came around and said, "Oh, this dude could rap. He could probably make us some money as a gang." Because, you know, he's thinking about the business side. He signed him. Once he signed him, he thought, "Hey, I'm a hood nigga now because I don't do this. I'm around the gangsters, the killers, and the real niggas." You see where that ends up. That's why I tell a lot of black men, no disrespect in Chicago. I might go again. I went to Chicago. It was a beautiful place. I salute all the Chicago brothers and them trying to do what they got to do. I understand, but just think about it like this. You know they red line y'all in, right? He was literally 30 minutes from where you stay at. Over here, that's nothing. Over there, that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It depends on where you at. 30 minutes is literally down the road for me. It's where I work. Or where I used to work. That ain't nothing. I'm just saying, if your parents, your family put you out the hood, out the ghetto, they got you out the red lining of the hood where all the black people will stay. the lower living people will stay. The poor and the destitute people will stay. If your parents got you out of that, do something more with your life. Have a friend or two if you want to, but don't get too involved in that shit. Juice WRLD had it coming. And I'm sorry to say it, like, he shouldn't have had it coming, but he did it to himself. He should have never been around that element. He really shouldn't. I know it wasn't all his fault. I bet later on he was like, fuck, I want to leave, but I can't because I'm so deep and tied up with them. And if I try to leave, they might try to come hunt me down. You seen 6ix9ine, like, we understand that. But the gang charges and stuff, that's because he's in a gang or was in a gang until he passed away. Or was affiliated with one. And then I started looking at the gang members like, dang, bro. That if y'all was your money maker, I can't join the gang. Let's say this. I can't join the gang because we ain't planting trees. We're not giving to the kids. We're not helping the schools. We're not making sure the old ladies and the old people can walk around in our neighborhood. We're just trying to make money and buy chains and shit. We ain't trying to pick up trash. We don't have no 401k. We don't have no medical insurance. We don't have none of that. You know you could buy gun stores, right? You know you could buy corner stores. You know you could buy you could build a hospital, build supermarkets, you build a mall. But no, you want to buy a fucking chain and a fucking Hellcat or a gun. I'm chastising my brothers because I love y'all. No disrespect. I don't want someone in my comments, oh my God, you're hating on black people. Oh, you're hating on, okay, you hating on this. Don't come to Chicago. I don't need all that. You know why I don't need all that? Because we don't own shit in this country. Literally, 1,000 years ago, Native Americans was in that area. Possibly some of y'all ancestors was in that area. So I mean, like, bruh. This earth, we don't own nothing on this earth. No human being owns nothing on this earth. Because we do, we have a mass fucking earthquake and break half the world in half. And now, all that land you say you own is not yours no more. It's Earth's. You can have a whole tsunami sweep through and wash up half of the fucking world and only have like a small sector of Europe and Africa left around the whole planet. And then it's not your world no more. Everybody dies like that in a day or two. Then what? That's what I think about because I'm just sick and tired of the thug rap dudes and everything. Even the thug rap dudes, bro. Talk about something more than smoking weed, shooting niggas, smoking on dead ops. Cause drugs is bad for you. You can't do nothing. You can't. This is how I say. You can't be for the people. You can't be for your clique if you killing other people that look just like you. Cause you're defeating the purpose. You can't be too tribalistic like that. Be honest with you. You just can't. I don't care what set you throw up. Y'all the same people. Y'all might be from different neighborhoods. Y'all need to learn how to work together. And that's the lack of fathers in your life. I chastise brothers, bro, because that shit don't make sense to me, man. Juice WRLD should never die. He should never have been, I feel like when they were saying extorted, because I don't think Juice WRLD really was trying to do that. Like, what Juice WRLD really want to do with that much weed? You can't smoke all that weed, or you can't give out all that weed, because someone's going to get in trouble, someone's going to snitch. So, because of that, I bet the gang was like, hey, you move this, or we going to have issues. He's like, okay, I'll move it. What he should have done, talk to them people on that plane, like, hey man, I'm getting extorted. These people trying to kill me. They got drugs on the plane. Please help me. I snitched. I tell everybody, 6ix9ine was kind of right, because he was right but wrong. He did the crime, but he didn't want to do the time. So he rather snitch than actually tell people, yeah, I'm still involved in it. Like, if you want to be that hardcore thug, be all the way through. Go to jail and everything else with the real ones. But if you just played it because you're from the suburbs, like me, I'm from the suburbs now. I didn't grow up in the suburbs, grew up in the hood. But I live in the suburbs now. Where I grew up at is now, not gonna lie, white people land, suburban. I don't fucking know. Starbucks on every corner and shit in cab, certain areas. But I'm just saying, that's just how it is now. Because white folks gentrified the areas. And it sucks, but that's just how it is. That's just how it is. I'm telling people, man, you could throw up sets all day, but you don't own shit. I'd rather you have a business card you throwing up or some shit. Have a business banner you throwing up. You know what I'm saying? So I repping the color. You don't own no color. If you gonna own a color, get a trademark for that color. Actually put that color on multiple things. Have your own color palette. Do some creative shit. Do something. Cause this throwing up color shit is stupid. Or throwing up bandanas. Like, nigga, you don't own no bandana company. Build a bandana company and actually make money off that. There's so many ways for you to make money in this world. It's sad. That's why I quit my job to pursue my dreams. Because I don't want to sell drugs. That's stupid. I can't beg for no one because no one got my back like that besides myself. I just have to figure shit out. And me doing this is my way of getting out. I do this for fun. I do this for my own mental health. I really want to have mental breakdowns. I'll be like, you know what? Fuck it, Bryson. Yeah, my real name is Bryce. I never told no one that. Work on your goals and your dreams. And if you don't have no dreams, leave the environment you at. And if you can't leave, my nigga, get your 2 left feet. Find a Greyhound. Find some bus that could take you far, far away from where you at. And if nothing goes right, join the fucking military. I don't know. Because I'm not no expert. But something has to go. Something is going to get better. It gets worse before it gets better. That's what my dad always tell me. That being said, be sure to like and subscribe. I didn't mean to rant for so long. Certain things I don't like. Because people, like Juice WRLD, I know dudes like that act so hood, but they in the suburbs. I'm like, nigga, why? That don't make sense. That's stupid. You have opportunities. Take it. Do something. Be creative. You could have kept doing music, but be with the right people. You didn't need to do the trap. Then you could have did something totally different and still made a bigger impact. Stay tuned. Next video. WRLD the poet.